Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm very excited to be sharing this particular video tutorial with you today because this is something that I'm asked very, very often. So the question is how to transfer a photograph onto a canvas and use that photograph as inspiration for your artwork. So that is exactly what I'm going to be showing you today. Before I dive on in though, if you could please like this video and share with a fellow creative, that would be amazing in helping me to reach more people. And also, if you would like to be notified of when I share a video next, hit that subscribe button. And that's all from me. Let's get started. Okay, so this is the one we're going to be working with. So this is my trick, okay? When you see a beautiful photo or an image that you really, really love, and you want to paint it, okay? So you're happy to use that as inspiration for your artwork. It can feel a little bit overwhelming and a little bit scary, the idea of doing that. So I've got this trick, which we explored in the Abstract Beach workshop as well, but of how to simplify an image into shapes and then essentially discard this image altogether and use those shapes only as a guide for your artwork. So we're going to do that today. So for me, I've got this printout, and you can do the same thing with your own image, or you can just follow along today and just sort of watch as I show you how to do this. And then I've got here a plastic, it's basically a plastic sleeve from those folder divider things. So that's been sticky taped on the top here. And I'm going to get a marker and I'm just going to trace the shapes, okay? So we're going to keep it super simple. I'm also going to pretend that this is in a vase, okay? So I've got my vase here. And then I'm going to simplify my flowers. So I've got the middle part of my flower here. I've got some petals sort of coming out from there. There are a whole lot of petals here, and I'm choosing not to include them all because it would just be too complex, and it also won't give me any room for my own expression, okay? Working with photos, you've got to be quite careful with it, in my opinion, so that it doesn't sort of stunt your own expression. Okay, so we've got the basis of this flower here, okay? Nice and simple when you break it down into a shape. Then we're going to do the center of this flower, which is it's not yellow actually, it's just a shadow basically. And then we're going to build in some of these extra petals, keeping it as simple as we can. I might add a line there, and the same here. As simple as we can, okay? So that's all I'm doing. There's an extra flower here. There's another one here as well, but I'm going to leave it out. Actually, I think there's the one hiding back here too. I'm going to leave it out. I'm keeping it super simple. I'll add quickly in some flowers, leaves into this area. And there's a big one off the edge here. And more in this space. I'm just keeping in mind the composition rules as well. So remember, you want odd numbers. So after this, we can remove some elements if we need to. Okay, and then maybe have a little bit of a sneak peek at it without the photograph behind and see if you're sort of happy with that. I feel like this flower needs to be a bit bigger because it's going to get a bit lost. So we'll do that. And then otherwise, I think that sits quite nicely. Okay, so you've got your shapes sorted. And I'm going to use that with my paintbrush to just paint in that middle part of this flower. And it does not need to be perfect. It's just basically sketching, okay? It's helping you to know where you're going to put what. And actually you can use even that same color. So I'm going to keep going with that yellow, and I'm going to paint in, basically draw in these petals so that I know what I'm doing and I've got a clear plan. And so this is when you get to sort of correct the shape if you want to, or you can also work with what you've got. So what you've done with your background, you can just make decisions now to make sure it makes sense. Okay, so you've got your flower going there. So we've got just the shape for this particular flower. And now we're going to do the same with the others. And I might use a red for this one, just so I can see the contrast. So this one, I want to get the middle shape here. And we're going to work with what we've got here, okay? So you've got to make it work with the outline that you've painted, okay? You're welcome to copy mine exactly, or you can sort of work with what you've got in front of you. Probably easiest to do that. You have to excuse me sometimes. I stop talking so I can concentrate. So we've got 1, 2 flowers, and then this little one's quite subtle, so we don't need to add many elements for that one. So we just get a center section. A couple of petals around, and that's it. Very, very simple, this one. Okay, that's it.